Hi, everyone. Welcome to Everyday Real English from Real Life podcast.
Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're jumping into something super practical, especially if you travel by air and you're navigating it all in English.
That's right. Flying has its own whole language, doesn't it? Instructions, questions. So for this deep dive, we've looked at, well, lots of sources, guides, articles, real conversation examples.
Yeah, all focusing on those key English phrases you really need, from the moment you walk into the airport right up until you, hopefully, arrive safe and sound.
And our goal, really, is just to help you feel a bit more confident. Knowing even a few of these phrases can honestly make the whole travel thing way less stressful.
Totally. Think of this as your, essential English toolkit for the airport.
Exactly. So, shall we start at the beginning, following the journey step by step?
Let's do it. Okay, first things first. Check-in and security. These are, usually your first hurdles when you get there.
Right. You head to your airline's check-in desk first. The staff there need to, check you in, see your documents, and deal with any bags you're not taking on board.
And probably the very first thing they'll say is something about your documents. Like, may I have your passport and ticket, please? Which just means, show me your ID and your flight confirmation.
Then it's usually about luggage. The big question is, are you checking any bags? Basically, do you have suitcases to go under the plane in the hold?
And if the answer is yes, they need to weigh it. So you'll hear, please place your bag on the scale. Just pop it up there so they can check the weight.
Yeah, make sure it's within the limits. And once all that's sorted, they give you the magic paper. Here are your boarding passes. That's your ticket to actually get on the plane.
But of course, you might have questions too, especially in those massive airports. Just finding the right counter can be a challenge. So you might need to ask, where is the check-in counter?
Or you know where it is, but you need to tell them about your bag specifically. Something simple like, I have one suitcase to check in.
Good point. And it's always smart to know the rules beforehand, maybe. But you can ask, what is the baggage allowance? That's asking, how many bags, what size, what weight can I bring without paying extra?
Okay, so check-in's done. Next up is security. And here, the language tends to be very direct, more like instructions.
Yeah, definitely. You'll hear things guiding you like, please proceed to security. Then it's about getting ready for the screening. A very common one is, empty your pockets, please. Keys, phone, coins, everything out.
And often clothing items, too. Take off your shoes and belt. These usually have to go through the scanner in a tray.
Right. And electronics, especially laptops or tablets, they have their own rule. Put all electronics in a separate bin. They need their own box.
Their own plastic tray. And then finally, they direct you through the machine itself. Step through the scanner, please. That's the big archway or the body scanner.
Okay, let's quickly run through a mini dialogue. Imagine you're checking in, then heading straight to security.
Sounds good. I'll be the staff. Good afternoon. May I have your passport and ticket, please?
Sure. Here you go. And I have one suitcase to check in.
Okay, please place your bag on the scale. Right. Okay, here are your boarding passes. Please proceed to security over there.
Great, thank you.
Switching roles slightly. Right, next stage, empty your pockets, please. And could you take off your shoes and belt? Put all your electronics in a separate bin, please. Okay, step through the scanner now.
Perfect. You see how those few phrases just move you along? Now, quick cultural tip here. This came up in the sources. Especially for flights, say, to the U.S. or within the U.S., you might get asked some specific security questions.
Ah, yes, those questions. They're pretty standard. Things like, did you pack your bags yourself? Or, has your luggage been in your possession at all times?
And maybe, has anyone given you anything to carry on the flight?
Yeah. And the key thing to remember is they're not trying to trick you or anything. It's just standard procedure, safety stuff.
Exactly. The advice is just answer simply, clearly, and honestly, yes. No, that's usually enough.
So a quick question for you listening. At security, apart from electronics, what are the two common clothing items they ask you to remove?
Okay, moving on. You're through check-in, pass security, boarding pass in hand. Next up, finding that gate and figuring out the whole boarding thing.
Right, the gate. That's your specific door for your flight. Airports usually have decent signs, but man, they can be confusing places. So knowing how to ask for help is useful.
You can be direct if you know the number. Where is gate number B27? Or more general. Can you help me find my gate? Just asking for assistance.
Or maybe, how do I get to gate number B27? Asking for the actual route.
And once you find the gate area, you got to listen up for announcements. They're really important. The one you want to hear is, Your flight is now boarding. That means, okay, time to line up.
Definitely. And the one you really don't want to miss is, this is the final boarding call for flight number X to London. That means, like, run. It's your last chance before they close the doors.
Haha. Yeah, don't miss that one. Sometimes they give you timings too, like boarding will begin in 20 minutes. Lets you know you can relax for a bit.
Or, the less fun ones, changes. There has been a gate change. Means your flight's leaving from a different door. Listen carefully for the new gate number.
Super important. And then the really unwelcome news. Your flight has been delayed, meaning it's late. Or worse, your flight has been canceled.
Ugh.
Not flying today. Ugh.
Let's try a quick role play. You've just gotten near the gates, but you're a bit lost.
Okay, sounds good. I'm the slightly lost passenger.
As helpful staff. Excuse me, seem like you're looking for something. A gate, perhaps?
Oh, yes, thank you. Can you help me find my gate? It's gate 12.
Gate 12. Ah, yes. Just keep going down this way. Follow the signs for gates 10 through 20. It'll be on your left, just around that corner.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you so much.
No problem at all.
See, simple question, clear answer, gets you where you need to go.
Right. Okay, quick challenge. What does it mean if you hear the final boarding call?
Okay, so you've made it, navigated the signs, found the gate, walked down that little bridge. You are on the plane.
Yeah.
Now, what English do you need during the flight?
Well, mostly you'll interact with the flight attendants, the cabin crew. Especially during drink or meal service, you'll hear some pretty standard questions.
Yeah, the classic meal choice, chicken or pasta. They're just asking which food you want. And for drinks, simply. Anything to drink. You know, water, juice, coffee, whatever they have.
And a really useful tip from our sources, if you don't quite catch what they said, maybe the engine noise or an accent, just politely say sorry or pardon. They'll happily repeat it. No big deal.
Good one. And if you need something yourself, you can ask politely, can I have a blanket? Or could I have a pillow if you're feeling cold or want to rest?
Or for drinks outside the main service, could I have some water, please? Or could I have a coffee?
Right. And the other common situation is needing to get out of your seat, maybe to use the restroom, and someone's next to you. Just a simple, polite, excuse me, maybe with a little gesture, works perfectly.
Then there are the announcements from the cockpit or crew over the PA system. You'll always hear, please fasten your seatbelt. Crucial for safety, especially takeoff, landing, or turbulence.
Yep. Then before takeoff, instructions about phones and things. Please turn off all mobile phones and electronic devices. Or maybe switch them to airplane mode.
And as you get close to landing, you'll hear things like, we'll be landing in about 15 minutes. Gives you a heads up.
And then the final confirmation, we have landed. Welcome to your destination.
Okay, let's imagine you want a drink. Quick interaction with a flight attendant.
Got it. I'm the passenger again.
As flight attendant, anything to drink for you?
Yes, please. Could I have some water?
Certainly. Here you go. Anything else I can get you?
No, that's great. Thank you.
All right, the plane's on the ground, doors are open. But wait, there's more. You're not quite done yet. You've got the arrival process, immigration or passport control, baggage claim, and possibly customs.
First stop is usually immigration. An officer checks your passport and asks a few questions. They'll always start with something like, may I see your passport?
Yeah, standard procedure. Then they usually want to know why you're visiting. So, what is the purpose of your stay? Are you a tourist? Here for business. Visiting family.
And they'll ask about the duration. How long are you staying here? For a week. 2 weeks. A month.
Once you're through immigration, you need your checked bags. That happens at baggage claim. If you're not sure where that is, you can ask airport staff, where's baggage claim?
Hopefully your bag appears quickly on the carousel. But if it doesn't, uh-oh. You'll need to find the airline desk and tell them I lost my luggage.
Fingers crossed that doesn't happen. Then, depending on the country, you might go through customs. Here, an officer might ask if you're bringing certain things into the country. The usual question is, do you have anything to declare? This is about items you might need to pay tax on or things that are restricted.
So for those immigration questions, how do you answer? If it's for a holiday, a simple, I'm here on vacation, works perfectly for purpose of stay.
Exactly. And for customs, if you just bought some t-shirts or little gifts, you could say, no, nothing to declare, or I just have some small souvenirs. Keep it simple.
Let's do that immigration chat quickly. I'll be the passenger arriving.
Okay, I'm the officer. Good afternoon. May I see your passport, please?
Yes, here you are.
Thank you. What is the purpose of your stay?
I'm here on vacation.
And how long are you staying here?
For 2 weeks.
Okay. Everything seems in order. Welcome.
Thanks.
Pretty straightforward. And a really important tip here, emphasized in the sources. Always be polite and clear with immigration and customs officers. Speak clearly, answer their questions directly and truthfully. They're just doing their job, right?
Absolutely. Keep it simple, keep it honest.
Okay, final challenge for everyone listening. How would you tell an immigration officer that you are visiting the country for a holiday?
Wow, okay. We really walked through the whole airport journey there, didn't we?
We sure did. Started with check-in and security. Remembering phrases like, are you checking any bags? And those instructions, empty your pockets.
Then finding the gate and boarding, listening for your flight is now boarding, or maybe that final boarding call.
Then onto the plane itself, asking for things like, could I have some water? And understanding, please fasten your seatbelt.
And finally, arrival immigration questions like, what is the purpose of your stay? And dealing with baggage and customs.
And really the main point from this whole deep dive, I think, is that just knowing a few of these key English phrases, it can make such a difference. It really cuts down the stress and helps you feel more in control.
Totally agree. And the best way to make them stick, practice. Listen back to this, say the phrases out loud, maybe even rope a friend into doing some quick role plays. It actually helps.
It really does. And thinking about it, all these airport interactions, it just shows how language isn't just words on a page, is it? It's like a practical tool. It helps you navigate new places, connect with people when you need help.
Can just move through the world a bit more confidently.
Yeah. So maybe a final thought to leave you with. What other situations in your daily life, or maybe when you travel next, could feel easier or even more rewarding if you just learned a few key phrases for them? Something to think about.